Hey, I'm Axel Mercado, and this is my presentation on making sense of the Bhimbetka rock shelters. Let's begin. In the year 1957, Indian archaeologist V.S. Wakankar had discovered that in central India there was a cave system, and that cave system was named the Bhimbetka rock shelters, or it would later be named that. Through its discovery and constant research, they found out that it had depictions or paintings, cave paintings, whatever else, that were over 40,000 years old. And, despite that, the cave system that he found was actually enormous. There was over 700 caves in there. And beyond that, we actually also have questions to ask because we don't really know yet, or at least I haven't informed you all, about what the depictions were. Let's move on. In this art piece, this artwork right here, we have multiple people, evidently. To the left, we have a guy with a spear. In the middle, we have a guy riding a horse, holding a giant object, possibly a log. It's not really clear. Obviously, there's chickens around here as well. But the important part is studying the artwork. What are these? How were they made? And the why will be discovered later. What we're going to focus on right now is how they got these colors to work out. And the way they did that is most likely by just collecting natural resources. That being plant extract, animal fats, and other things like minerals. Most likely just grounding them up and then painting with them. Whether that's the case or not, we'd have to just estimate or actually look at the items that we have. That would require, tainting the paintwork or artwork. But that wouldn't really be much of an issue considering the fact that it's not really a well-preserved place. There have been accounts of people that have gone to this location in central India and have seen just lots of ruin. People live in the caves still. They make campfires. The suit destroys the artwork. And there's no real way of saying whether or not the preservation of this artwork, or all of it, that of the cave system, could actually be preserved without any damage being done. Anyways, moving on. I may have overlooked a detail in the previous slide, and that was talking about the fact that they were hunter-gatherers. Obviously, this was made clear just by looking around. You can see them carrying spears, most likely chasing animals, hunting game. Here is another depiction, and it's that of community. They're all holding hands and most likely getting together to celebrate or feast. And there's an interesting depiction here. Whether or not it's a leader or not is left unclear. We don't really have enough evidence to suggest anything of the sort. But we have a guy who's basically twice the size of a single one of these people, or a single one of these persons, holding an enormous broom, practically the size of them. I don't know, maybe a shaman? It doesn't matter. It's left unclear, left up to speculation. So, as for whether or not these people were experienced artists, most likely not. I mean, they're probably just a small community of people trying to hunting game and drawing and making memories. It's unclear. There's no way of really knowing. It's all just theory. It's one thing knowing how the colors are made. It's another knowing how the paintings are made. We don't actually have a clear understanding of how they painted. They most likely use their fingers, to be fair. But then you have thinner drawings, like the one over here, which have no clear sense of knowing how they did it. Maybe they grabbed a bundle of twigs, like this, or, animal fur, and just painted with it. And we have observed patterns of this in other cultures, or other cave depictions. In this case, that's what it is. We also have patterns going on around here, which are, we have stickmen, rituals, and the day-to-day life depicted here. Obviously, we don't actually know if this was their actual day-to-day life, but we do know that it looks like it's some sort of festivity. We have someone dancing over here. We have what seems to be chickens. I'm not really certain, but we also have horses, people holding weapons up, possibly, or celebrating. There's no real way of knowing. It's all just interpretation. So yeah, it's all just. Now, did they have depictions of religion? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not certain. You know, I checked out a lot of websites. There should be citations at the end of this PowerPoint. A lot of these were peer-reviewed. In fact, the majority of them were. Issue is, they claim that there were depictions of Hinduism and Buddhism, but I could not find any actual art depictions. The only one I actually found supporting that was some Twitter post, and I don't know where they got this information from because I could not find it. Now, this Twitter post also claims that Hinduism traces back to about 10,000 years. That can't be right, because we know for a fact that it traces back about 5,000 years, so half of that time. So it's unlikely that's true, right? But yeah, moving on. Let's go to, I was gonna move on to Buddhism, but I really couldn't find anything supporting Buddhism whatsoever, so I'm sorry. Instead, we're gonna move to shamans, or shamanism. I hope I pronounced that right. Anyway, there are depictions of something that could be similar to that, you know, holding what I guess you would consider a wand or some long stick, and these were used to, you know, ward spirits away in some way, shape, or form. But these are the best depictions we have. The one on the right honestly just doesn't even look like it. It just looks like someone that's gonna go fight and gather, hunt. There's not much to say about this one, in my opinion. You know, this looks like a shield, this looks like a sword, maybe some kind of weapon, not necessarily a sword. Again, this image, we have the guy who's twice the size of everyone else with this giant stick or something, some giant brush maybe, and that's the best we have. I mean, we have other patterns or other cultures or other cave paintings where they did have these shamans, but we don't know if they had them here. This is the best we have. Moving on. What things will we never know? Well, from these guys, a lot of things, because this was largely supposed to be cognitive archaeology, which means we have to dissect how they would have thought, what they would have thought, how they thought it, and so on. And largely, this is based off of information you receive, and much of the information we received is mostly just drawings, and these drawings have multiple meanings or interpretations that can be derived from them. There's no real way of having one correct interpretation, because again, we're all human, and these guys were human too, right? Multifaceted ideas, multifaceted everything. There's no way that they chose one thing to depict everything on, and it's likely that we'll never be able to find out what they were trying to encompass with these drawings. We have no clue, but we can definitely guess. And that's why I think we should try. Trying is important. If we didn't try, archaeologists would practically find nothing, right? I mean, it's like everything we found is through the perseverance and the tenacity of archaeologists who have spent, you know, weeks, maybe even decades, just researching one location, trying to find that missing piece. And no matter how difficult it is, they find it. And progress ensues. So yeah, I think we should try. Thank you for watching my presentation. And I'm going to leave you with my citations. Thank you.